today we're going to get into a kind of a controversy conversation about the Joe Rogan effect and the Club Shay Shay effect. They're both going crazy right now with who is the new guy on the block, right? Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D the Wild Man coming at you again with another episode of Coach D Media. Now, you know I do it with Coach D Media. I talk about all things combat sports related, from the highs to the lows. All right. Today we're going to get into a kind of a controversy conversation about the Joe Rogan effect and the Club Shay Shay effect. They're both going crazy right now with who is the new guy on the block, right? Because I just recently found out, not too long ago, as I do my research, that Joe Rogan had the second highest podcast views ever, right? And it looks like Shannon Sharpe may break that record with his interview with Katt Williams, right? So now the Shay Shay effect could be real. That if you go on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay, you may just get on with how you may go viral being on his platform, right? So that's the conversation we're getting ready to have, right? Is there going to be a new sheriff in town when it comes to the effect of being on their channel? That's what we're going to talk about. Now, this may be controversy because I'm going to point out some things that some people may see it the wrong way, the way I'm going to say it. They may not. Let's find out. It's going to be interesting. That's why I got to go here with it, giving my disclaimers that I'm going to point out some things that we need to have a discussion about that we don't, right? So here's why this conversation is coming online, because you remember a while back, right? Joe Rogan got hit up hard by the black community for how often he was saying the N-word on his podcast. And they pointed out how many different podcasts where he said the N-word. And it got crazy for a while. People were coming at him, and it was a big thing. It eventually died down. I gave my 2 cents, right? I said that, I don't think Joe Rogan is a racist. I think he's really comfortable with saying the N-word. That's how I left it. Because other than that, Joe Rogan's a great podcaster. He's been with combat sports for a while. I love him for that, right? So now, on Club Shay Shay with Katt Williams saying what he's saying, pulling out receipts on all these comedians and everybody in the industry, some of the things they've been doing, he's been hitting them hard and heavy, right? To the point that he broke the internet, that everybody is talking about him, that everybody has to get snippets and throw it on their page so they can get their page up. Everybody is talking about it. He literally has broken the internet from how I recognize it, where everybody on every platform is talking about Katt Williams and what he says, right? And then he said that what I'm doing now is why I'm not on the Joe Rogan podcast. Is why Shannon Sharpe and Club Shay Shay is a safe space for guys like me, right? And he alluded to that's why he's not on Joe Rogan's podcast. So obviously it went out there. Joe Rogan heard about it. Joe Rogan says, no, I love Katt Williams. I would love to have him on my platform. But I don't remember Katt Williams ever being on this platform. Why hasn't he ever been on his platform? Joe Rogan has had everybody else. Katt Williams is a big name. Why wouldn't you have had Katt Williams on his podcast by now? You don't have Dave Chappelle. You don't have Kevin Hart, right? You don't have those two big names. You don't consider Katt Williams a big name. Point for another conversation, right? So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Not all the way combat sports related, but Joe Rogan makes the tie-in with this viral thing. So I started doing my research for what I know how to do, to see where they fall, right? Why are they both have the effects? Why are they both having the effects? So I went to Joe Rogan's page first, right, and looked at all his videos, just clicked on videos, started scrolling down, right, seeing who he typically has on. Now, and Joe Rogan is not all sports, right? He covers everything from the moon landing to everything, viruses to everything. I'm not gonna say particular names, right? He covers everything, so he's not just about sports, right? Which means he's gonna have a multiple of guests on there, right? But looking down his page, right, it's clear he's not across the board. He stays whoever his fan base is, right? Because what I didn't see a lot of black interviews, right? As a whole, right? Not pointing it out, saying specifically he don't have black interviews. I'm saying as a whole, if you scroll down his page like I did, I scrolled down for a good little bit to see how often I see a black interview, right? And I didn't see it all that much, right? I've seen just scrolling down the page, not looking, not typing in names, just scrolling the page, right? So scrolling on the page, I've seen Daniel Cormier. He kind of popped up first. I think he was the most recent, right? Scroll down some more. I've seen a guy called Coleman Hughes. He popped up. Don't know who he is, right? Scroll down some more. Then I've seen Bernard Hopkins. Scroll down some more. Eventually, I saw French Nagano. So it could be how they trend, how big their viewership was or whatever, as who got where, right? But I didn't see that many, right? So I was okay. He always has to, cater to his audience. So, which is fine. No big deal, right? So then I went to Club Shay Shay's page, Shannon Sharpe's page. I did the exact same thing. Now, Shannon Sharpe's page is 99% all black, right? All black. So you can see the two different audiences, right? For lack of a better way of saying it, a white audience versus a black audience, for the most part, right? So then I'm looking at the numbers. The numbers are good on on Shannon Sharpe's page as well. You know what I'm saying? They're equally numbers wise. As far as, of course, Joe Rogan has been around forever compared to Shannon Sharpe on YouTube and on him having his own podcast. Now, as far as Shannon Sharpe being a commentator, he's been with Undisputed forever with Skip Bayless. And you know how that went down. So after Shannon Sharpe got done with football, he became a commentator, right? Opposite, Skip Bayless. They're the number one or number two or top three, show on ESPN or Fox for a while, right? Then that big blow up, that big dust up, that Shannon Sharpe ended up having to leave Skip Bayless and do his own thing, right? Here come Club Shay Shay in the Shade Room that is primarily Shannon Sharpe's property, if I think like that. So here we are in 2024, right? Now, Shannon Sharpe is being known to be the guy to get you on with after Katt Williams, right? So why is he at this point now, right? He's already been popular. He's always had a big name. He doesn't focus on YouTube like he does now, right? But he's more, I would say he's more sports related than Joe Rogan is, because Joe Rogan covers everything, not just sports, where Shannon Sharpe stays with sports and entertainment, which means he's going to have comedians on there and he's going to have ex-football players. He's going to have everything that sticks to entertainment primarily and sports specifically, right? So I think that's their two dynamics. So as a particular, either comedian or entertainer or anything like that, where would you want to go to get on? Would you want to go to Joe Rogan to get on? Or will you want to go to Club Shay Shay to get on? Where do you think you'll get the most qualified views? Or where do you think that you get taken the most serious? Would you get taken the most serious on Joe Rogan? Or will you get taken the most serious on Club Shay Shay? Now, we can look at what's going on in the landscape, right? Joe Rogan has been come at a lot for a lot of his political views and all that kind of good stuff, his take on things and, trying to debunk stuff and all that kind of good stuff. He's put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth by the things he's willing to say, right? And also you got to look at who he's affiliated with. He's very close to Dana White. Dana White is very close to Donald Trump, right? Can you risk coming on Joe Rogan's platform and talking about who you like and dislike. And will Joe Rogan let you say it, or where that thing won't get aired because of who his circle is, right? Shannon Sharpe had a circle and they got rid of him, so he has to create his own circle, his own lane, right? And that's why Katt Williams says he feels that it's a safe space with Shannon Sharpe and Club Shay Shay. Now that Katt Williams has did what he did, and he's getting heat from certain areas, but he's getting a lot of love from certain areas too, right? So Club Shay Shay may be the more safer place to go if you're trying just to grow in the sport. Now, here's what I researched, right, that I wanted to address with Joe Rogan, is that I saw another podcast, I can't remember the name of it, I was just looking for information. They said you get a lot of pop from Joe Rogan saying he will handpick who he wants on his show so he can give these guys pop, right? Like Katt Williams said, a lot of people with no names were getting pop from Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan was handpicking, by how the story goes, handpicking who he wanted to give pop to, and they went out there and got that pop, right? With Club Shay Shay and Shannon Sharpe, right? You just go on and have an interview. Whether you get pop or not depends on how well you do with the interview, right? So it can go that way. So like I said, it's an interesting conversation on who's now is the where should you go to get viral? Can you even get on Joe Rogan? Is the question. Can you get on Shannon Sharpe? Is the question. Where you have to be in your career to get on is the question before you get that interview, before you get that conversation, right? Katt Williams has been out forever, and look what he just did, but yet he's never been on Joe Rogan. Why is that? Which is the question you must ask. Why has he never been on Joe Rogan? Is it Joe Rogan not reaching out to see if he can get on? Or is it Shannon Sharpe refusing to get on? Let's find that out. That should be the next question. Why wasn't Katt Williams ever on the Joe Rogan podcast when you know you get the Joe Rogan effect being on? When you think everybody would want to go on Joe Rogan so they can get that Joe Rogan effect and get that pop? But that's the question. That's the question. Like I said, it's kind of controversial. It's a little bit of, Coach D, should you go there? Right? Type of conversation. And it's not typically combat sports, but it has a somewhat tie-in when it comes to, the sports landscape. Right? Because Shannon Sharpe is mostly sports and entertainment, where Joe Rogan is not. Right? So you can take it how it is. You're not going to go to Club Shay Shay for political views, but you may go to Joe Rogan for that. That's what I mean, right? There's more doors that you will go to see with Joe Rogan. You know what you're going for Club Shay Shay. You're going for sports entertainment. That's primarily what you're going for, right? Or entertainment as a whole. You're not looking for political views or landscapes. That's the difference. All right. That's all I got. I wanted to get that out there because, this is kind of getting interesting. 2024 is getting interesting. Very interesting. And I want to see how it goes. So yeah, that's my take on it. That's where I'm at on it. That's where I saw my connection to having this particular podcast. It's because I know how I felt about what Joe Rogan said and how he was saying the N-word. Now I see I'm a huge comedic fan. Now Katt Williams is saying what he said, and look what he's done on Club Shay Shay. He's making a lot of good points, and a lot of things are now starting to come out when it comes to the industry, which is what I'm finding very interesting. So I'm not crossing over. I'm keeping to combat sports, but that is my only segue that I want to get involved with. So we'll see, right? So this is Coach D doing what I'm doing, calling it like I see it, talking my share of shit. Till you hear from me again, peace out.